Welcome back again. Yeah, this is day 4.
Hello everyone.
Hello. I think it should be higher.
It can be higher than this.
It can be higher. Yeah. Oh, really? My head's not. It can be higher than that.
No.
Okay.
Unless
Wonderful.
you hold it or carry it. You can. Yeah.
No, leave it. Leave it away. Oh, Father. Okay. All right. Nice to see everyone. Good afternoon. We are live in London. London Borough of Bexley, to be precise. Yeah. Okay. I'm happy to see you, Onadipe. This is my lovely wife.
He has the floor today.
Yeah.
He has taken me out.
You ready?
We are in the park close to the house.
Yeah.
And
So,
he wants to tell us his own side of the story.
yeah.
How he came back as he promised to come and pick me. Went to registry in December 2000.
Yeah.
And later we announced the wedding August 3rd and 4th of August. We announced for our wedding.
Yeah.
And it came as he promised.
Yeah.
So tell us what happened between December that you left and August when you came back for the wedding.
Okay, when I came back to Italy, I told everybody I will not leave my wife in Nigeria after the wedding. So I started preparing the documents immediately. I did all I could. That time it was difficult. People wait for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. I told them I give them only 1 month and I will go and meet them. And lo and behold, after 1 month, I fasted. Then I went to the office in Italy and I told them I want to collect this thing today. They said it's not possible. I said, I told them that how can I marry and leave my wife in Nigeria? And they said, that's the protocol. I said, you have to do this for me. After we talked for a long time, the woman talking to me, her name is Elizabeth.
Oh, wow.
I told her, yeah, my wife is also Elizabeth. Elizabeth, help Elizabeth. What are we talking? Then they started laughing. They said, come back 12 o'clock. And that was it. They gave me what I needed.
Favor.
Everything that would bring her to Italy, they gave it to me.
You didn't tell them how we fast together?
Yeah, we used to fast and pray together occasionally. And it really helped because I used to have a lot of problems in Italy then. One thing will come up. Either the car broke down, engine knock, something will take away the money. So I was always having one issue or the other. But when we started fasting and praying together, though we were not yet married, but
we were married. We've gone to registry.
Okay, we've gone to registry.
But we were not together.
Not yet. So things started turning around, and we give God all the glory. My big sister Kemi, thanks for connecting. Agunloye Temitope Vicky, thanks for connecting. Ola, thanks for connecting.
That's my friend.
We will be celebrating our 21st wedding anniversary in about a month's time.
Yes, exactly.
And we decided to have this 31 days challenge, talking about the journey so far.
Yes.
I must confess, it's been wonderful.
This is a comedian. My husband is a clown. So
wonderful.
If I tell you that I was like, I wish you're doing this show today. We need to go live today, and I need to say hello. It's not been easy because you know how UK is. We both work and a lot, but it's good for us to create this time. It will help our viewers, followers, and even ourselves. It's a bonding time for us.
Yeah, I love bonding time.
He likes to hear bonding time.
We have a slogan: bonding time. couples time.
Yes, that's our time. That the children understand. Once they hear that,
bonding time,
they will disappear immediately.
Everybody will leave us alone.
See, mommy is there.
My big sister too. God bless you, man. How are you today? Sister Funke, God bless you.
Thank you very much. So let me now say something from where Apostle stopped.
Yeah.
I remember when he left in January, when we went to registry.
Yeah.
He went back, and I went back to where I was serving in the north. Remember, I was a youth corper.
Very far, eh?
I was a youth corper. So that December when he came, he followed me. He followed me to Gombe, and from Ilesha to Gombe State then was, I think, 23 hours, or I can't remember. I think it's about a whole day with all these long
I mean, we took balls, we took different kind of things.
Yeah, it was. Then he was like, "Is this where you are serving? Is this how it works in Nigeria?" Because remember, he left Nigeria at the age of 21. So he was already losing touch with the way Nigeria.
We went to Jalingo. Jalingo. Different. In short,
he was like,
"Oh my God,
you need to do something. Maybe you come back home." I said, "Come back where?" I've been posted to Gombe State, and I was working in the bank because my father was a banker. I was posted to a private secondary school, and I told my dad, I said, I don't want to work. I don't want to serve I didn't want to teach. I want to work in the bank. So by the time I finished the camp, 4 weeks, and went back home, I went back to Gombe. I went with a letter, and that's how I was able to find myself in a bank. My father was a banker. He worked with First Bank, so I served in First Bank Gombe. I was received, celebrated, and I thank God I worked there because I enjoyed the experience.
Wow. So
my husband got to Gombe, spent 3 or 4 days with me.
3 days.
3 days. Is it 3 days you spent there?
Yeah, 3 days, but the place.
That time we were in Gombe. We have people around us as well. I think you came to Gombe after the church wedding in August or in December? I can't remember which one. I think it's after the church wedding.
It's after the church wedding,
so
yes.
It wasn't that one. So I've moved
wedding.
fast forward. So the good thing about what we are saying is that he got involved in what I was going through. He didn't just leave me to eat. He said, "Oh, that Gombe that you're serving, we go together." And I remember when he followed me, the people that were there, they're like, "So this is the man." We finally met him. He calls me he used to call me every time when I was serving. And they are like, "Who is this man that call you every time?" I said, "It's my husband." So I just thank God. The wedding plan, I spoke to my father.
Wow.
I said, I explained to my dad that
I told them, you just give me the woman, make her they go. That's what I said.
Left to my husband, he wants to just carry woman go. My father said nothing like that. This is my husband. It's not happening. We have to celebrate. And I'm sure if you tell him now, if any man comes to take Ella,
don't go there.
No, you need to feel what my father felt. Don't say don't go there. Let someone come and tell you now that just give me Emanuela. Don't bother to do anything. Just I will take care of her. How will you feel?
Let's keep the topic.
You see, he doesn't even want to hear that one. So yeah, but the thing is, I was able to make my father realize that though he was in Italy, but it's not as if he has gotten so much money to spend. So we had to actually prepare a lot of things to cover my husband. So some ladies now, I don't know if you are listening to me, and you are like, instead of you to help your husband, and
present him in good light
to
your parents.
Not only even about the fact that his financial state then. I remember also my husband has said it many times. He left Nigeria when there was a long what do you call it now? Strike. They locked the university for a long time, and he got an opportunity to travel, and he left Nigeria almost at his final year. If my father had had that first, while he was asking me, okay, tell me more about this man. If I had mentioned that he didn't finish his university, that might end the whole thing. My father might not want to hear more about him. So I kept that part of the story. and I presented my husband well. I think because I have prayed and I was convinced, so I did that. So by the time they knew later, there wasn't anything they could do about it, because he was doing his best to look after me. So he came back home and we had a fantastic, wonderful wedding. Thank God for family. Thank you, Sister Funke. Thank God for families and friends. People supported us. Thank God for Sister Vic, Sister PJ, all the families. If I start mentioning names now, we won't leave here, but it was really wonderful. We had a wonderful wedding, and he left back to Italy in September.
But the visa was ready.
Okay,
you presented the documents.
Yes. You know, it was so rough, and he was so like strong in his faith to make sure that all my papers got ready before he came in August.
I posted it to you.
He made sure everything was ready, so we were supposed to go back to Italy together.
But there was no flight.
Because it was high season.
High season, yeah.
So there wasn't flight for us to go together. So he left September.
Yeah.
And I went to join my husband in October.
The next available.
Yeah. I joined him in October. Yeah. So I would have loved to start the story of when I got to Italy, what I experienced. I would have loved to leave that story till tomorrow. So what can you remember that happened during our wedding? Is there anything spectacular or anything that you would like to share?
Actually, I've been locked in Italy for many years. I didn't know much about how wedding is being done. So the clothes, because in Italy we don't go to much functions that time. And I was in my own world. It's just job.
Yes, it's true.
So I didn't know. She was saying, please buy shoe and bag, turquoise blue. I've never had turquoise blue in my life. But I know the word in Italian, turquese. I know turquese. So when I went to meet one sister, she's here too now, selling shoe and bag. I asked her, what is turquoise? One man now said, you go here where? Lemon gold, lemon green, lemon. He said, you are just starting. He was just making jest of it. So I got to know a lot about wedding. I mean, that period. So much planning. But she's good at planning. So she did most of the job.
I planned almost everything on my side.
Everything.
My wedding dress, one of these, our big aunties, she sewed my wedding dress. It was really wonderful. I chose the style.
Yeah.
The ashoke for the traditional, the engagement, I chose it. Made, designer for my parents.
That's parents, yeah, your parents.
Designer, and all, chose the designer they wear, because they call it organza ashoke.
Then, yeah.
Then one thing that has been there before we got married, that is still there, is our different sense of dressing. And I need to mention that.
Someone is asking the question anyway.
Yes, I'm going to answer your question, Sister Funke, because this question is directly related to what we are talking about now. I think there are still some questions that we suspended because we are still going to get there, and we want to share that at that time. So when my husband came, I didn't like some of the dressing, especially when it comes to shoe. You know how you want the groom's shoe to look. It just came with one shoe.
What do you mean I came with? I bought two different types of shoes.
The shoe, when you like as a bride, there is a kind of shoe that you want your husband to wear. And my husband just wants whatever he wants to wear is what he wants to wear. And I'm saying that to you singles that are listening to me.
Yeah.
When you see that there are some things you can't touch or you can't change, don't force it, because all you want is a happy home and you want to enjoy your marriage. So shoe or no shoe,
but to be honest,
we are moving on.
To be honest, you wear what you are comfortable with. Why can't I wear?
That is his own argument. But in some homes, really, when it comes to wedding, husband and wife should agree on what both of them actually want to wear, on the wedding day. But here comes this Italian man that wants what he wants and nobody can touch it. He's still like that today, because if you the
sun
has faced the
okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we decide to be out there today.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so if you are not happy with what he's wearing, it's your own cup of tea. That's what he wants to wear. You can't change him. When I remember when we now got married later, and I wanted to be enforcing wearing native, the same, all those things. Initially, no, I look. Okay. It's okay. Initially, he frowned at it, but later he let me realize that no, let me just wear what I'm comfortable with. So leave your spouse and let them be, especially if it's something that does not harm your marriage. It doesn't harm me in any way. In fact, so I just left him to be and let his sense of dressing be. So
but I was dancing to your tune for many years.
You were not dancing to my tune, because
I was dancing to your tune.
What do you mean by that's I even the children, what I do is, before thinking of my own clothes, I get them the best. When I do business, get him suit, ask him how many people come to him on the pulpit and say, Pastor, you look good, I love your suit, I love your designer. So when you say dancing to my tune, I actually make you look good every time. But making you look good to you is forcing clothes on you. Let's not
go there.
Let's not go there today, because we are still going to talk about differences in marriage. When because it's important that we address practical issues. But I really like your hair. It looks good on you. Thank you very much. You said, how did I feel when he left earlier?
He was weeping. Yeah,
Yes, I knew I wasn't too happy that eventually, because we tried
our best,
different airline.
Even I missed the flight first,
so that we can reschedule so that we can go together. But then I was thinking, I have waited for, was it 9 months before the church wedding? So that's
what people were telling
exactly
me.
So now it's just within a month. I now joined him. By the way, no makeup today. I like this position. Yes, okay. In fact, I'm loving it. So yeah, I waited and I joined him a month. He left September. I joined him in October 2001.
Yeah.
So that's it. Any question for us? Because tomorrow, what I want to start with is how I got to Italy and saw where my husband was living, how they hustle in Italy, and my expectation, as a young lady going to abroad. Then I didn't know the difference between whether you're living in US or you live in Canada or you live in Germany or Spain or Italy. Abroad is abroad. So my mentality as a young graduate that just finished youth service is that I was going to abroad, and I had some expectation. And so when I joined my husband, it was totally a different ballgame altogether. So tomorrow I would explain to you what was going on in my mind when I got to Italy and realized, I now get to realize what I'm going to face in Italy, and what was going on in his mind as well, as the new groom, the newest husband. He too had some of the things going on in his mind, thinking, is this girl going to stay?
So immediately she came, I took her to church. I was attending Deeper Life.
I don't want us to even go there today.
Okay.
I want us to start from there tomorrow.
Okay.
I want us to start from where I joined you and you attend Deeper Life, and I'm coming from a Pentecostal, and the difference actually made a lot of tension. There was tension in the home because of that. And before I left, I've already attended the program, and I've already shown my fear at that program that if I join my husband, I learned that he attends then Deeper Life. How am I going to do? What am I going to do? Am I going to join him in Deeper Life, or are we going to change our church? They answered me try as much as possible to get a neutral church. But if he refused, then you remove all the earrings and comply with the church he attends. So leave that story till tomorrow.
Yeah.
We will answer you. We'll tell you more about what I faced in Italy when I newly joined my husband.
Yeah.
God bless you. We are looking forward to more questions. If you have any for us. Umi Olushola, God bless you. Thanks for joining. Maureen, thank you. All the ministers of God. Oh, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
So we are 21 years now in marriage.
Yeah.
I've got some questions on YouTube. How did we deal with in-laws? I've got some questions about our calling, how we became apostle. By the time we get into the talk for ministry, I don't want you to miss it.
Yeah.
That many people have been waiting for our story ministerially.
Yeah. How did it happen?
How God has been using us and the exploit we have done in Italy before moving to UK. You will hear everything. That's why it's 31 days. We've got so much to tell you. Thank you very much. If there is no question again, then we will be leaving now.
What's covering up?
But please, what's that?
So, how did you feel?
That's when the same question we've answered it. Okay. So please, we said at the beginning, if you share this on all your platforms every day, and I've not really seen anyone who have done a lot of sharing. The 2 nights away in 4-star hotel is not going to come cheap. So if no one merits that, then my husband and I will use it and go and enjoy ourselves.
Within the 9 months that you were what were you doing on the blue?
Let me answer. Okay. Oh,
within the 9 months.
Okay, that's really a good question. It's a valid question. Remember, you asked me a question now. Within the 9 months that we were living separately, was there any negative influence from anyone? Not at all. And the reason being that even when we were dating or courting, whatever you want to call it, we were not seeing each other. So I think I've been used to online talk, phone calls once a week, emails from him. And even then, we were not married, remember. I only got convinced after praying that it's my husband.
But some people were telling her that I won't come back.
Yeah, but if I could wait till you came for the registry, then after going to registry, where am I going again? So meeting people already, they are seeing he has put a ring already in my finger in December.
Yeah.
So the only thing that people are saying that, like I said the first time, is some people actually told my mom that, are you sure that guy is coming back in August, as he said? Because they've seen so many stories of people who will do engagements or wedding or do something halfway and something will happen along the line and the guy would disappear. And he promised to come back. And we were communicating, he came back for the church wedding. So I think that time, a lot of people were just saying, are you sure? Those who are not sure, they express themselves.
Yeah, some people don't like the name Italy.
Yes.
When they hear Italy.
Yeah, I think some of those people also, it's not because they didn't like my husband. They just felt Italy is not really a place for believers. They didn't know that there are some believers also in Italy then. So they just felt that
everybody is like this or everybody's like that. And
they were thinking, am I sure I'm making the right decision? Why not brothers from any other part of the world? Why Italy?
Holy Ghost fire. There are some questions there.
Look at him, Holy Ghost fire. So I think I was okay, and my husband he's been a decent and God-fearing man from the beginning. So we communicate. Let me just put it that way. We were communicating.
Yeah, the communication was very, very
We were
strong.
communicating on phone, calling, preparing for the wedding. I remember when he left in December, that 9 months, I went back to service. I was still in youth service. So and that time, I was doing business. I was working in the bank. I was selling Sister Vic's bags. I would carry bag from, Ibadan, Lagos to Gombe State in Ghana must go. I think, thank God for questions, because questions will bring out what we didn't really.
I want to recognize Sister Lovette Osayande Dixon.
Okay.
You are part of our story. The beginning of our church.
We are coming there.
We are coming there.
Don't worry. It's a very interesting story that we've got. And we are thanking God for the opportunity to let as many people as possible know our story. So I was carrying things to sell from Ibadan, Lagos to Gombe State. I will sell all the bags and all the purses and wallets. The one I'm carrying, people will pay for it, knowing that I have even used it. Kemi, we are buying it. Just don't worry. Then I'll use my hands to carry my things home. That's how much. So I've been an entrepreneur. I've been a marketer since I was young. So it's something that I'm used to. And up till now, they will say, don't open your door for Pastor Kemi, because anything she brings to you, you must buy. And I know many people can testify to that. So
what's your advice for couple trying to
relocate?
Who should go first between the husband and wife?
Thank you very much. I am happy I'm getting the kind of response I want now. And this can make me to go to create the time to come live in real time, because I need this kind of intelligent questions. Thank you, Bumi Olushola. Now, when husband and wife, they are planning to travel or relocate for one reason or the other, you both need to sit down and count your costs.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Apostle has something to say. You need to agree. You need to agree. Then, apart from being in agreement, you need to pray about it. Myself and my husband, he was already in Italy, so there wasn't any, I had to join him. There wasn't any question of, do you want to stay in Nigeria and I'll be in Italy and we'll be meeting. No, that wasn't in part of the question. So if it's a temporary decision or plan that, okay, I will be going, then you meet us. You need to know your personality.
Yeah,
now
I want to say something.
If the journey of traveling, if we are to make a move, I would prefer to go.
You want to go first?
I want to go first.
Okay, I
remember when my husband was coming to UK.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to go first and come back to pick us. I said no.
You must follow.
I follow, or let me go. You know why? Because I don't want him to get to UK and now relax and not come to pick us as quickly as I want. So I think both of you should see, but some people will say men should go first. You need to know who your husband is.
Yeah.
You need to know
They're not newly married.
Yes.
If you are newly married, please
traveling shouldn't
try it.
Yeah, traveling shouldn't be. At least the first 2-3 years, please be together.
Be together.
Be together as much as you can, because many marriages have actually broken because when you are apart early, you have not even known each other, so much, and you are now apart for some time. Things can go wrong so easily. So between husband and wife, you should know who can actually move, and stabilize the situation faster. That should be the goal. And the plan that you have to come back together as quickly as possible, make sure you stick to that plan. Then make sure your communication double the person or the couple that are staying together. So if you are not going to stay together for like a year or two before you systemize and join each other, then you need to make sure that your communication is on point.
Make sure it's a legal move.
Exactly.
Not clandestine, this kind of illegal way. Don't do that at all. If God did not do it legally, God is not there. You understand?
Please,
so make sure you plan it legally. One person has to go for, but make sure it's the person that can move.
That goes.
Otherwise, someone can return and say we are not going again.
So and also who is positive, because some people will travel, they see negativity, and the other person will travel and see opportunities. So you should just decide who is going and why the person is going and all that, and also put it in prayers. God bless you.
Thanks so much for this.
What can a wife who really wants to relocate, but her husband isn't interested in spending that much money on traveling?
You have to wait until God touches his heart.
He has answered you.
Yeah, you must be both on the same page before you move.
If you try, no matter how rich you are, even if you can sponsor the trip, if you don't get your spouse consent to travel,
when things go wrong, you will not like yourself.
please don't try.
Don't try it.
Pray to God. Enjoy your marriage together. Enjoy your marriage together where you are, and when the time comes, you will agree.
Yes.
When the time comes, you will agree. We are still getting to another story of mine when I got tired of Europe.
Italy.
And I went to Nigeria.
Yeah.
That maybe if you follow this story,
that will be an hour.
you will be able to get even more practical answers.
Yeah.
Because my husband was not totally agreed. He didn't totally agree with that journey. But because I involved my GP, I wanted to leave Italy. I was tired. How can a graduate not do this? How can I be here? That time I was doing the work of God. I was being invited everywhere. I didn't see that as something that is really valuable. I was still angry about the fact that I was a graduate and I was deteriorating. I was not working, no real job for me and all that. So please follow our story. You will learn a lot, and that is the purpose of sharing. God bless you. What's the time now?
My question is, after saying yes, by online dating, peradventure, when you first saw each other at Shiloh for the first time, and it wasn't what you expected, with one deformity or the other, will you proceed with the relationship? The question is for you.
Thank you very much. Do you know the funny thing? At that time,
5:43.
I don't know when we started, but yeah, let's go because there are questions here.
It's 30 minutes now.
Okay, so in about 5 minutes we'll be rounding up and we'll continue tomorrow. But if all of you promise that you'll be here tomorrow, I will go real life so that you see me in real life. But if not, I'll record and send it to you because we are busy people. Yeah, so what happened is, to be honest with you, I would still have gone ahead. When I gave my life to Christ, I hear God, and it's only what God tells me. I follow God like blindly because it's God, and I believe God so much. I didn't see my husband before I said yes. Even the only one picture that I was having of my husband, he was holding a cap and his hand wasn't showing. People were asking me, are you sure this man has the second hand? He looks like he's a man with one hand in this picture. I wish I can still get that picture.
I think you still have it at home.
It wasn't clear whether the second hand was there. But my mind, I have heard God, and God has spoken. So when I saw him, it wasn't as if what I was expecting is what I saw. I said in the last video, the dressing put me off a bit. Like, I'm like, oh, this is a believer. I expected, that holy dressing.
Okay.
But he dressed like, that star, all those
like Niger Delta people.
That's how he dressed, and he still dressed like that today. I just leave my husband to his dress sense. That's it.
Yeah.
So I would have gone ahead. Really.
Yeah, I want to say deformity, if it's not impotence, deformity is not a barrier. It shouldn't stop.
I would have called the family. Oh, you didn't tell me he actually didn't have one leg, or he did, because I actually met the family first, and everybody was like, are you sure? Even when I said I was sure. By the time he didn't come home for 1 year, when I went back to the family and said, where is your brother? Everybody is telling me I should be crazy saying yes to a brother I've not met. They said, but you told us you are convinced beyond
God told you.
You said you are convinced beyond every reasonable doubt. So are you now doubting God? You see, that was the answer I got from the family. So I'm like, God, you are in this with me, because I had you tell me I should wait. Yeah. Because between that 9 months, oh my God, so much story to tell. Some people now started coming to like disturb me as well. And I would tell God, please bring. That was before he came for the wedding. I was like, God, who are these people coming at this time when I'm settled for this man? And the Lord will say, the one you have not seen is your husband. These ones you are seeing, they are not the one. Those are the conviction. Those are the things that kept me when we were cutting without having to see each other. God actually reassured me. So I think if at that point, with all the assurance I've gotten, he now appeared at Shiloh, and I see that
no one,
I believe I would have gone.
I say, don't worry, everything will be all right. If it's not impotence, don't worry.
So impotence too, what you are saying is
that's deception.
Okay. But if somebody's hand is not there, is it not deception?
No,
it's deception too.
It's not deception.
Listen, if someone has a deformity, you have written a letter. You have written about 50 letters in that 1.5 years. I have my husband's email, about 50 emails that I can provide now. I can print out all his emails to me.
Thank God for email.
He actually opened the email. So if I print all those emails,
Kemi princess,
and if you didn't tell me in any of the 50 emails that you are not having one leg or one hand, I can also stand and say, no, I'm not going ahead.
I beg now.
So it's the way you want to look at it, really. So that means I'm telling you that I can actually justify not going ahead by saying we've been talking for 1.5 years.
Yeah, there are some
You've
details.
been sending me emails and you've been telling me about yourself. Why didn't you mention that? It's better you had mentioned, that deformity at the early part of our relationship. Then I make my decision whether I still want to go ahead or not. But because I was a new believer, and the way that I so much, get my order from God, I know I would have still gone ahead. I won't even question anything.
That she didn't even look for genotype.
I didn't do any genotype. We did genotype after we have gone to. So please, if you are single, do all those things.
I wouldn't advise anybody not to do
because
genotype.
Now you do do everything. If not, if you say you want to use your faith, then your faith will make you whole.
The world has changed a lot now. There are strange people everywhere. Men, transgender, different kind of people. We just have to be sure of what you are doing so that this is what I'm bargaining for.
So if I'm to do it again, or if we are to rewind, I will do the test that I'm supposed to do to know whether we are compatible. Thank God we have 2 children and we don't have any SS there, but it was a risk that doesn't really.
No, but you are AA.
Did I even remember? We are asking all these questions after we are already wedded. We've gone to registry. So those are the things that we want some people also to learn from our story. There are some things that we would have done that we are telling you now so that you don't make the same mistake. Is don't go and get married before you start checking whether you are AA or you are AS. Do all those things first. It's really wonderful. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. So,
God bless you, man.
Thanks everyone. We appreciate you and see you tomorrow. We are supposed to go live anytime from 5, but please bear with us. If you don't,
5:05,
around between 5 and 5:30. If you don't see us come live, then it might be that we will just post the video and leave your questions
and comments.
Leave your questions. When you listen to the video, leave your questions. When we get back, we'll respond to your questions by God's grace. Love you all, and thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. So
God bless
do I have any hug?
We will also tell you the first 6 months of our marriage. Oh my God.
What happened?
I will tell you.
He said he's coming tomorrow to
tomorrow.
I will also report him to you. All he did
that time was, in short, anytime there is cloud, rain, I will leave working place and running home.
He wants to talk about sex.
No, I'm not.
That is it. Already when he's talking about that, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
God bless you. Bye. Bye.